And I know a lot of times stuff, sometimes it may be through tears, it may just be through a smile. But it's an individual thing, it's the personal thing between them and God and stuff there. But I can tell you that back a few weeks ago and stuff I heard in Wilkes County and stuff, I was talking to and was talking about the very same thing here about shouting and stuff. I said, if God's never let you shout, pray that God will sometimes give you one. And I can tell you that a lot of times stuff, especially stuff the first time God will ever let you shout, it may sound like a little Barry Richard the first time he tries to crow. But I can tell you it feels so good you won't try it again. It may not, in God, in people's eyes, it may not sound too good to them, but I can tell you, when it comes from the inside out, it feels good. And I know that it's not all the feels and stuff, but I thank God, I know that for a fact that the old man can't feel anything, the dead man. And I can tell you since, the second Saturday night in April of 1981, I'm not been a dead man. Amen. It says there that I'll live forevermore. I know that one day I'll change addresses. I'll get out of this clay vessel, but I'll never be a dead man. But I thank God because I died there at Calvary. He said, whoever had a part in the first resurrection, the second death don't ever have no power upon them. And the second death is when you're cast into that lake of fire. But I thank God and stuff there that I don't have to fear death and hell or the grave no more because He first loved me. And I accepted that love there one Saturday night there. That is one of the things that back a few years ago and stuff there that we there at the church and stuff there, Pastor Chapel stuff, we sing happy birthday when you had a birthday at that time of year, we sing happy birthday and stuff that, and that one year stuff, God told me to stand up again. Because I had a birthday that I could actually remember. The first one I couldn't remember. Even though I was there, I can't remember the first time I was born. So I remember that second time. Amen. And I thank God and stuff there. And even though we're down through life and stuff and everything, we don't know what we're going to face. And there are a lot of people that has to face Alzheimer's and stuff. You know, and stuff a lot of times they'll even get to where they don't know their own children, they don't know husband or wife or different things like that. They don't really remember anybody in this world besides maybe some people when there's children, different things and stuff. But the one thing about a lot of times stuff, if they know the Lord Jesus Christ as Savior, you can minister Jesus and they'll go to smile. Because that's the one thing they can't forget, is salvation. God, we can't be plucked out of His hands. I want to praise Him this morning. I just thank Him this day for all He's done. Lord, let the love of God. There's nothing like when He shows up and when these old tears go to flow and I just praise His holy and precious name. Lord, that's the Lamb of God. What a precious place it is to be up here on the mountain one more time. And to be in, and it's one of the things that's like a few weeks or stuff ago there, and we have love for the brother. I love him because he first loved me. And that's the first love we've ever had. That's the first brother we know that when we pass over the dead of life, because we have love for Jesus, our elder brother. That's the first place we know we have love for the brother. When we have love for him because he first loved us. And he said, if you love him, you're going to keep his commandments. And it's one of the things that's, and a lot of times down through life and everything, they may be people who can be considered our enemies and stuff. As a child of God, that one of the things is a lot of times stuff we make butt heads and different things like that and stuff. But if love is moved in, what that'll cause you to do, that'll cause you to pray for them. And when you go praying for them, every now and again and stuff, God will hear those prayers. Said heat hot coals upon their head also. So those every now and again, them hot coals can bring all the time Holy Ghost convicting fire. And it's a whole lot better to call them your brother and love them than it is to call them your enemy. And I thank God and stuff down through life and stuff. They've been people and stuff that I'm still trusting God that the times and stuff God's touched my heart and stuff where I was able to pray for them. And I truly believe I got through on their behalf. And I'm just waiting for the day for they either pick up the phone or I see them out in public stuff. And I can see that new glow about them and stuff there. Because it's stuff in the day and time we live in and stuff. A lot of times stuff, you'll see people come to an altar and stuff and get up and there's never been no change made. That's a scary place to be in because they've been deceived. And I thank God and stuff. But when you truly give your life to the Lord and you've been born again, old things have passed away, behold, all things become new. And I thank God and stuff there that a lot of times stuff it's a lot of people says you can't talk about evidence and everything. There'll be an evidence there's been a change. Because if something as big as God's moved in, there'll be a change. Because there'll be a love there that even in times that things is turned upside down, that a lot of times stuff we're still in an old flesh vessel and everything. And that's one of the things that God left me with and stuff when He saved my soul. He left me something from my earthly dad. He left me with a temper. And I thank God and stuff that each and every day that has to be crucified too. But it's just like Paul stuff over that said that he had a thorn in the flesh stuff. That Satan come by to buffet him with that stuff. But a lot of times stuff that we got to remember that we are in the flesh stuff. But there are things that's got to keep us humble. Mm-hmm. And it's just like without that thorn in the flesh and stuff, he'd asked God 3 times to remove that. But God told him His grace is sufficient. Mm-hmm. And it's not, the time is, a lot of times stuff they'll tell you, just come go through a few things and stuff, and you can be whatever you want to be. In some ways that is true. Because if you've been born again, your want to is changed. But in this day and time, a lot of times it's they say that they're not preaching sin anymore. And just come do these few things, you'll be all right. If you've been converted, those things have passed away. You become a new creature. And it's the thing about it, stuff. In a way I look at that stuff, are taking abusing grace, saying grace will cover it all. It truly will. But when you go to understand what grace gives you the power to overcome sin. Because when grace is moved in, we can overcome the world because He has overcome the world. We couldn't overcome it by ourselves, because if we could have, He wouldn't have to die on a rugged cross. But I thank God for this morning that He did die on a rugged cross for my sins. Amen. And I just want to praise Him for all He's done. Has anybody got any prayer requests this morning?
Remember me, remember my family, remember John and
Amen.
all the sins that come there.
Amen. That's one of the things about it is stuff the coronavirus and everything's bad and everything, but still the sin that's destroying this world is sin. That's the worst sickness they've ever been. And when you're bound by sin, you're walking around as dead men. I think it is. There were a saying back in prison and stuff there that somebody's on death row. They call it a dead man walking. Because one day I was on death row. I was a dead man walking. I walked on that road from Thursday night until Saturday night. Locked myself in the Lord. I walked on that death row. But I heard the warden give me a pardon one day. Amen. Yeah, when Mercy walked in, he said, I'll take his place. He took my place there on death row. Glory on the Lamb of God. But it's one of the things that I know that a lot of times and stuff there, I'm truly thankful that when God, the Father, sees me, He sees His Son's blood that covers up my death row sin. And I thank God for that. It's through by His blood and His righteousness I get to go. Because it said if our righteousness did not exceed the Pharisees' righteousness, we couldn't go. And truly, my righteousness couldn't. But the righteousness of the Son, that covers my sin, and I can go. And I thank God and stuff there. And I thank God that He's the one that keeps me. Every now and again I get out of line, but His rod and staff, it comforts me. It said, without chastisements, we're the bastards and not sons. And you know, stuff to me and stuff. One of the hardest chastisements I've ever had is when I know I'd messed up stuff, and God still slide upside and tell me, "I love you, son." To me, that's one of the hardest whippings I've ever had. Is to know that I've been wrong, but He still tells me that He loves me, He still shares his blessings upon me, even though I don't deserve them, which I've never deserved one of his blessings. Truly, I've never done anything to deserve any of his blessings. But I can tell you that I sure do love him because he gives them to me. Because it's one of the things that's, in myself, they're no good thing. Only God the Father and God the Son that moved in. But that's the only good thing that made it ever be about me. That's one of the things I've said. I know folks here has heard me say it several times, that when I leave this world, the only thing I want this world to know about me is that I love my Lord and Savior. And if I ever can leave a testimony behind, is that I love my Lord and Savior. And that's the testimony I want to leave behind stuff there. Also, like over the children of Israel and stuff there, when they crossed over the River Jordan there and stuff there, that they left a testimony behind, that they crossed over and stuff there. And the testimony I want to leave her is that I love my Lord and Savior. I'm not very eloquent speech or anything like that. I get tongue-tied a lot of stuff there, but I know that also stuff there that Moses probably had that same problem too. And that's God sent Aaron his brother stuff there to go for him as a mouthpiece stuff there. But the other stuff they say he sent Aaron his brother to go as a mouthpiece. By however reading God's word ever had to stand for him, though. That's what God we want to see, and I believe he's able to untie that tongue. And I know that when he shows up every now and again, if he can use this vessel stuff, it'll have to be him using it, because I've never been one to stand before anybody anyway. But I thank God stuff there that he's given me the opportunity this morning. But truly stuff I want to remember each and every one's not here this morning. John and Betty, as the sisters already said, and stuff there. And our heart's desire is one day is to see them back in the house of the Lord. And Raymond and Crystal, the young desire to see them back in. Gail and the Sherman and stuff there. Greg and Sarah, when God leads them back this way, to be back here again. Also and stuff. Bill and Bernie, Roger, the ones and stuff there. It's been faithful down through the years and stuff there. But times crept up upon different things and stuff there. And it's not only time and stuff in this day and hour we live in and stuff. It's also a virus that's been keeping a lot of people away from the house of the Lord and stuff in there. And it's going to take God and stuff removing that virus and stuff. And at some point in time, he may enlighten man's eyes for a vaccine or different things like that. But until God does it, the only cure for that virus is Jesus Christ. And the stripes there that he paid for there at Calvary and stuff there. And I pray that they follow the Lord. That they don't do like most men will probably try to do, take credit for something that they had no part in. If there anything's been done about it, it'll have to be through and by God, give them the wisdom to do it. And I thank God and stuff there that he can take man and stuff and do things there. Just like there and stuff, this holy and precious word, God took men, inspired them to be able to pen down these words. They said the world couldn't contain the books if everything had been written down. But a little bit would be written down there that we could believe. And it's enough fire for us to get from here to glory. It's enough fire. And the thing about it is stuff, if each and every time that God's grace and mercy have been laid upon us and stuff, as us as an individual and stuff, this building couldn't handle it just individually. The books that we take to right now each and every time. And I don't know that Grayson County, Virginia, could take care of what this for me, or the United States. How many times God's spared my life, spared me each and every time, because it would take a lot of words just to write down each and every time He's given me the next breath. Just that. How many breaths have he took in the last 49 years? It'd be a lot just in each and every breath. But I know that who's given me each and every breath there. Because it's the thing about it, stuff that's being born as a child and stuff, is the time as I was born and stuff there. I was born 3 months early and stuff, and 25 days later and stuff, when he was able to take me out of the hospital and stuff, Dad could hold me in the palm of his hand. But I thank God and stuff, but God seen a fit and a need for me. And if it's nothing more, it was for this day. And I thank God and stuff out of there. It may just be this day. I may not have another son. And his dear brother and stuff there, there, just like and stuff there, when I promised God the first time I'd stand and stuff, I'd try my best to preach from cover to cover. Each time I'd stand, because it's cover to cover, it's Jesus. There's an old man of God and stuff told this my other brother and stuff there, each and every time he stand, preach like it'd be the last time. We don't know we don't have a promise tomorrow. Today is the day of salvation. And I thank God for today is the day of salvation. That salvation is still available this day. And I can tell you, I know that salvation is still available this day because I'm still here. But I know that one day stuff over there, just like over Noah and stuff there, that when Noah entered in, God closed the door. One day God will close the door on all this also too. But when he closed the door, just there like the 10 virgins, the 5 wise and the 5 foolish, they come and said, Lord, Lord. The 5 foolish said, Lord, Lord, open unto us. He said, I never knew you. Once that door's closed, the opportunity is passed. And I thank God and stuff there that, and sometimes and stuff, a lot of times until he steps out on that cloud, the door's still open. The ones that's alive and remain. But there's some that's going to leave before he steps out on that cloud. Some he'll call before he steps out on that cloud, and that door will be closed at that day also. They may say, Lord, Lord, enter it, open unto us. You know, stuff there that says that there's 10 virgins there. There's 5 of them there that was foolish. They'd put it off. And the way that I see that stuff there, that they're sitting in the church house all their life and kept putting it off every Sunday. But the 5, there's 5 there, they'd come to an old-fashioned altar that made things right for the Lord. That they'd had enough oil and wine poured into the vessel and stuff there, that they was able to find grace in the sight of the Lord. That they'd accepted that perfect sacrifice, they accepted that gift from on high. But they only had enough to do themselves. And as much as I love people out of this world, I've only got enough for me. But I can tell you where to go get it at. It's called a place called Calvary.
Amen.
And I thank God that's the marketplace you're going to have to get it at. One of these days it'll be closed up. And I can tell you something, it says no man knows the hour, not the angels of heaven, not even God the Son knows when he's going to send God the Father's going to send his Son. But I can tell you for a fact, we're one day closer. We're one week closer than it was last Sunday to that hour. Yeah. But there's never been no man that can, their number there, no man can number. Only God the Father knows that number. He knows the last one that's going to give her life to the Lord. He knows what he's going to call that last one. And it could be today. We don't know that hour, but I know that we're closer than we've ever been. You know, stuff that the writers also said that the writers long to see the day that we live in. And it's because we're closer than we've ever been to the coming of the Son of Man again. And I thank God and stuff there and also stuff there down there in John, and what God was also in stuff those were putting on my heart there this morning. It says, one comes crying in the wilderness, prepare ye the way, the kingdom of heaven is at hand. And that's what we're all supposed to be doing. Prepare ye the way, for the kingdom of heaven is at hand. Jesus is coming. And I thank God that promise and stuff there that it'll say that men will get to the point and stuff like that. We've heard that all our life. He's coming. Where is he at? And one of these days, it's going to be just like hide and seek. Ready or not, here I come. Mm-hmm. He said he'd come as a thief in the night. And it's not because he's going to steal the church out. It's because it's been paid for. He don't have to steal something. It's been paid for. Right. It's been paid for the price. He said every knee will bow, every tongue will confess, and everybody will see him step out on the cloud, because it said he'll come back in the same way he lived. He was on the cloud, and I thank God and stuff there that one of these days he's coming. And I want to say one more time, prepare your way, for the kingdom of heaven is at hand. I just want to thank him today. And also remember me each and every time we stand behind this sacred desk and stuff there. That is, I can tell you for a fact that without God's sin, it can't come. And God in myself, well, it's no good thing. But I always stand in need of your prayers and stuff there. And also and stuff, this week as we're out on the road again, we stand in need of prayers. They're sending us out in different directions and stuff this weekend. And all different run and stuff, what we normally run and stuff there. But I'm going to use it to my best of my ability to be about my Father's business. And maybe do ways out that way that he's got for me to be a witness unto him. And that's what we'll be a witness, might as well all be found, be a witness and stuff there. And our back, the Lord laid on my heart there a while back, stuff, message there also about, are there enough evidence about your life to convict you of being a Christian? And in this day and time and stuff, our way the court systems and stuff is, that a lot of times stuff, if you're just riding a vehicle to a bank robbery stuff, they'll convict you guilty by association. But are there enough evidence in your life to be found guilty of being a Christian? One of these days and stuff, there'll be people and stuff that's because they sit in a church house, they won't be found worthy of being convicted of being a Christian. Because to be a Christian is to be Christ-like. The first thing to being a Christian, Christ has to move into your life. And I thank God for that there. That I know that back several years ago and stuff, I was talking with a young lady and stuff about church and different things. They said the way they done at their church, they signed a card to be a member of the church and stuff. I thank God that one day my name was written down, but it was written down in the Lamb's Book of Life.
Amen.
Where I joined the church. There's a whole lot of difference between being a member of a local association or local assembly and being a member of the church.
Amen.
And I thank God and stuff there that in the building we're in this morning stuff there, and I've said it many times, God calls this a house of prayer and a house of worship. And every now and again, it's a place where souls can be born in again. But we're the church, and I thank God that by being a Christian, that's the church of Jesus Christ, and I thank God for that. That I've got an elder brother, and his name's Jesus.
Amen.
Anybody else got any more prayer requests this morning?
I'd like y'all to continue to pray for Mom and Dad. Number 19. My brother and my cousin, Brian and Butch, and the boys that I work with, like talking.
It's the folks that I work with also and stuff, and that's the same kind of stuff there. That even though a lot of them may be brothers in Christ, or to pray for each other each and every day, because we don't know another man's heart. All the heart we know of for sure is ours. And it's our part to pray for each other each and every day.
Mm-hmm.
And I thank God and stuff like for also and stuff there that prayer is a powerful thing. That's the only power we've got inside the river is the power of prayer. And it's by His stripes we are healed. And when He cried is finished, the veil was written top to bottom. He made a way that we could enter in the throne room of grace on somebody else's behalf, on our behalf and on somebody else's behalf. And also the young man you was mentioning there last week that passed away. I didn't realize until yesterday there that I went to school with his wife, and we truly need to remember that family and stuff there, because it's when somebody gives up a loved one, the only peace and comfort can be through by Jesus Christ. Mm-hmm. And He's the only one who can send a comforter. For He is a comforter. And it's when I know through times past and everything that people's been dear to my heart that's left this world, that's had a testimony of Jesus Christ, that makes things a whole lot more easy, because we know that one day we can see Him again. But I can also tell you stuff this morning, stuff there that if you don't ever give your life to the Lord and stuff, it says there in God's word stuff that the rich man lifted his eyes in torment. Mm-hmm. And I truly believe that there's more torment over there than just the flame that you'll be, for eternity. There'll be the torments of each and every time God give you an opportunity that you'll be able to see that for all eternity, that you was within arm's reach of us reaching out and grabbing hold of the salvation of the Lord. Mm-hmm. Is one step towards Him and giving everything unto Him. And it's a lot of times stuff. A lot of times, people may have the thought in their heart, the devil may put the thought in their heart that they can't live, after that, they can't have no fun no more. I can tell you, a few minutes ago, when Jesus come by, they've never been a drug on this side of the world, on this side, can compare when my elder brother shows up. I can tell you, it's, there's nothing like the peace of Jesus. When he breathes upon you and stuff there and hugs you up tight, there ain't nothing compared to it. But one of these days, I'm gonna get to be in that presence for all eternity. Oh, what a day that'll be. What a day that'll be when Jesus I first see. You know, it's a lot of times stuff down through life and everything. It's, seems like I can't, didn't think I had a whole lot more, but it just seems like I can't really get stopped this morning because it's not in me. But it brings back memories and stuff there that, God says there, he can stir up your pure mind, memory by the way of remembrance and stuff there. Your pure mind. I remember a guy in my life that was blind, he'd been blind all his life and stuff there. He had a testimony that he was much more blessed than everybody else because he's blind. Because he said the first thing I ever get to see will be my Lord and Savior. And I know a lot of times stuff we've heard the songs and stuff there, God send your best angel and stuff to get mama. I can tell you that when we cross the river, there ain't more way we're going. That's still by Jesus Christ. And I thank God that he is the lifeboat. He is the great I am. In each and every hour, that he'll give us grace for that hour. And I know that at this moment in time, for this twinkling of an eye, I don't have dying grace. But between the next breath, he may send dying grace. And that grace will be sufficient for that hour also. And I know that he is my great I am. He's my grace. He's my breath. He's my all in all. And a lot of times stuff we don't give him credit like he deserves. And a lot, but I can tell you one of these days, I'll have a vessel that I can pray, give him a perfect praise. I don't have it right now, but I thank God that he keeps working on this vessel. And one of these days and stuff there, a lot of times stuff I may not have a whole lot of singing talent right now, but one of these days I'll be able to sing a song that the angels can't sing.
Amen.
Because they'll have a question for me when I get on the other side. What's salvation feel like? I can't explain it, and I don't know if I'll be able to explain it then. But I can tell you it's better felt than it is told. I can tell you it's better to have it down here than to be able to tell it. Because it's one of the things, I'll do my best to tell you about it, but I haven't been my best. A lot of times ain't good enough. But I can tell you it's one of the times it's better felt than told. You know, it's stuff there, God's word says it's better to give than it is to receive. Also, one thing, is when you receive salvation. That's something that you can't give to nobody else. You've only got it for yourself. But I thank God stuff that you let me have an opportunity to receive this during one day. And I thank God there for all he's done. Just want to praise him today. But I think it's time to go to the Lord in prayer. But it's, if you ever remember that family and stuff there, the folks that I work with and stuff, a lot of them I don't